Hi there, everyone. I am Bernadette Waugh, your child and youth care worker and NLP neurolinguistic programmer. I want to welcome you here today, and we are going to have so much fun. I'm super excited over what we'll be sharing. So, welcome. Why are we here today? We are going to be looking at auditory processing disorder. Auditory processing difficulties. So let's understand what it is exactly before we go into phonological awareness, auditory discrimination, auditory memory, auditory sequencing, auditory blending. So we're going to take this one step at a time, and I've made this very interactive and fun-filled. So let's dive in. What exactly is auditory processing disorder? When information is received and taken within the brain, there is an interference with the ability to interpret the information, analyze the information, organize the information, synthesize the information. So, what exactly is synthesize the information? Basically, putting together different cues, ideas, elements, and concepts to create an understandable, coherent, and comprehensive message. The deficit interferes directly with speech, language, learning, reading, spelling, taking directions, and following instructions. Phonological or phonemic awareness, as it's sometimes called. Here is what happens. With phonics, and you've probably heard of phonics out there, it teaches which letters represent which sounds. But if a person can't break a word into individual phonemes, and phonemes being the basics, fundamentals of language in taking individual sounds to form small words or syllables within words, then phonics will make no sense to them. They may be able to tell you what sound goes with each letter, but they will have difficulty in understanding and putting different sounds that are similar or substituted in different words. Phonics many times just adds to the confusion. So phonemes are distinct units of sound. So it's important to be able to distinguish one word from another, but not everyone is capable of doing so. The lack of phonemic awareness is the basis and root cause in the failure to read. Have you ever admired those who can rhyme and create poems at a drop of a hat? I know I have, and it wasn't something that I was able to do easily when I was younger. I am determined to help as many as I can in phonemic awareness, which can be diagnosed as auditory processing disorder. So reach out if you're interested in gaining success in this area. Auditory discrimination. There are those who have difficulty in recognizing differences in sounds. Meet Lundy, the Chihuahua puppy, and Herman, the pigeon. Now, Lundy's owners were told when he was born um, to put him down because he can't walk. And they decided, nope, not doing that. We are going to keep him and do what we can for him. And Herman the pigeon can't fly, but both have made a beautiful friendship. So you're wondering, why am I showing you this? Well, when creating this slide, I thought, I could show you a set of headphones and someone with their hand up to their ear listening, but I thought, this would be more interesting and fun. Agree? There are those who have difficulty in recognizing differences in sounds. What does that mean? These sounds can be similar to one another. An example are the words fat, phone, enough, half, often. Working with the letters F, FF, PH, GH, LF, FT. Then we have those sounds that are different from one another. Example, some words: sit, less, circle, seen, cycle, listen, pace, course. Working with the letters S, SS, C, SC, PS, ST, CE, SE. Auditory memory. Now, I have to tell you about this slide. So, when I was creating this slide, I thought of putting a little mouse coming out from underneath the comforter on the bed, and I had the cat up on top of the bed just sitting down. So when I went to download this little mouse, here this great big giant rat got planted on the bed next to the cat. So I was laughing so hard, and I showed my husband, and he was like, oh my, okay, that cat, don't hold a prayer to this rat. So anyway, I was trying to get the rat off of the bed to put it back down as a little tiny thing underneath the bed. And as I was bringing it down, it looked like it was jumping down. So I had fun, and I was like, okay, you know what? This cat is going to ride this rat and, make friends. Here we go. You may find that it is extremely difficult for you to remember and retrieve information that is given through audio voice. So the dog over there is saying, "What's that you say?" If it's not written down and you can visually see the information before you, then you may find your memory is lacking big time. So the cat, I was trying to find a name for this cat, and I came up with Catty Purry. Sound familiar? I know of a Katie, right? So here we go. Many times, directions and instructions are given by voice commands, and therefore it's hard to store this crucial information. So here my avatar is asking a dinosaur, "Can you tell me how to get to Canada?" Many stories are read out loud, and lectures are usually with the professor speaking aloud, or teachers in the classroom. So would you rather hear a lesson or read a lesson on paper or in a book before you? Which one would you remember more of? And that's why I also offer the playlist Read Along, where you're seeing word for word and not just listening to someone tell you a story. What was her name again? Like, she just told me 2 minutes ago. I don't know about you, but I go through this situation so many times, and sometimes the people are actually standing right there in front of me, and they've told me their name, and like instantly I'm like, oh my God, like, do I ask her again? And many times I condition myself, okay, I'll ask. I'll even tell them, look, I might ask your name 10 times and I still might forget it. And then many times they'll even admit, oh, I have the same issue, the same problem. I even forget your name right now. So we turn it into a joke. But have you been there? Like, am I the only one listening to this video who has experienced this? Those who struggle with auditory memory find at these times that you recall very little information after a certain time. Sometimes even within 5 minutes, you have forgotten what has been said. So is that you? It certainly was me for many years. Auditory sequencing. I'm going to give you a list of objects, but I'm not going to write them down for you on the screen here. Not yet anyway, I will at the end of the video. But I'm going to give them to you orally so you'll hear the objects, the list of objects that I give you. I'm going to give them voice only, and I don't want you to write them down either. Now, do your best to remember all of the 5 items that I say, and see if you can also remember them in the order as I say them. So here we go. Number 1, internet. Number 2, potato. Number 3, flashlight. Number 4, motor. Number 5, microwave. So take this time right now. See if you can remember any of the words that I said. Maybe you can only remember 1. Maybe you can remember all 5. What about the order that I said them in? What was number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5? So later, towards the end of the video, we will go over the 5 items in our list, and I'm going to show you an easier way of remembering them as well. So auditory sequencing has to do with remembering or reconstructing the order of items from a list when we hear them said to us, not when we read them, but when we hear them said to us. Also, you may have difficulty remembering the order of syllables within a word. So an example, when you hear someone say elephant, how would you spell elephant? Try and spell it right now before I turn to the next slide. Some may write it as E-P-H-E-L-A-N-T. And some may write it as E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T. So the E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T is how the English language spells elephant. But some hearing L-A-font may get the syllable font switched for Ella So you understand what I'm trying to say? I hope you do. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. But in the lessons that I offer on auditory processing disorder, I do go into a more comprehensive and a more understanding. So reach out to me if you'd like to get a hold of those lessons. Auditory blending. Like the avatar? It's supposed to be me with a hat on. So what does this slide right here, music, have to do with auditory blending? Well, let's find out. Let's take the word music. Remember that we mentioned that a phoneme is individual sounds that make up a syllable or a short word. The word music contains two syllables, mu-sic. But we have the phonemes, the individual sounds, which is M-U-S-I-C. When you put all these phonemes together and the sounds of those letters, they form the word music. So I'm going to end the video here because there's just so much that I want to get into pertaining to the auditory processing disorder. If I put it here in this video, we are looking at a good 50-60 minutes. So I'm going to break it up into a few pieces here. Today, this video is being released. I don't know when you're listening to this video. You may find in a few hours that part 2 is out there. Maybe you're listening to this a week into my future where I have all of it put up on the channel for you in the playlist. Here are the videos that we're going to be looking at. The 21 characteristics of the auditory processing disorder. This is a checklist. It's a list of characteristics that appear in those with auditory processing disorder, and then you can use this checklist for those who fit the category. We are going to be looking at 20 different methods and strategies. We're also going to be looking at 15 evaluation strategies, and these are for child and youth care workers, special need teachers and workers, and even parents. And we are going to be getting into some real talk on the frustrations and struggles of those who have auditory processing difficulties. And this is a platform to come together, to listen to one another, to be a friend, to help one another out. You may have some strategies and methods that are working for you. You know, sometimes we just need to hear from somebody else. Would you agree? To let each other know you're not alone out there. So this is a session where we're going to be getting very personal. And I'm pretty excited about this session. So here we go. Here's the 5 items. Number 1, internet. Number 2, potato. Number 3, flashlight. Number 4, motor. Number 5, microwave. Now remember I said that I was going to show these to you at the end of the video, and I was going to give you a strategy in which you can remember them, and even a strategy that you can remember them even in order from number 1 to number 5. So I was thinking of this story, okay? You had this laptop and you noticed the battery juice for your laptop is gone. Like you need to recharge the laptop, but you want to use the internet right now. So back in the day, there were experiments with a potato. And even on the show Big Bang Theory, they even showed the experiment of the potato where they had wires from the potato going to a clock. So here we have a potato with wires hooked up to your laptop. Don't try this at home. Hooked up to your laptop to access the internet. And then you're like, hey, while I'm at it, I have a flashlight with no batteries. Do you think the potato could work for the flashlight? Let's try it. So you go to your flashlight, you hook the wires from the potato to the flashlight, and wham, it works. It actually works. And you're like, hey, so many flashlights out there using batteries. Why don't I create like a motor for this flashlight? And then you're like, hey, while I'm at it, people go camping. We use our microwaves every day. I'm sure they'd like to even take their microwave with them camping. Why don't I hook this motor up to a microwave so that it makes it portable? So now we have just gone from the internet, potato, flashlight, motor, microwave, all in this story. So after this video's over, you could probably even remember now more items and maybe even in the order. So it's been fun. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank you for watching this video. And because of YouTube's algorithm, it's important that we share this video, that we subscribe, that we hit the notification bell, and we even like this video so that others out there also that may have auditory processing disorder, whether they know it or not, can also access this information and all the other videos that are soon coming. Now, you'll also see some videos that are up there on the screen now. Please do click on them. And it does help, as I said, for YouTube to say, hey, there's people watching these videos. Maybe I'll start putting these videos more out in front of people when they do searches. So I want to thank you for everything. I want to thank you for being here today. Many blessings. Have a super fantastic day. Goodbye for now.